Welcome to Your Region This Week. I'm Anandi Carol Woolery. In this episode, joining forces to combat human trafficking, plus a powerful campaign to stop fentanyl, how these communities are taking action to save lives and raise awareness. But first, here's a look at the headlines. An infant who was born premature and infected with the measles has died in southwestern Ontario. The province's chief medical officer of health confirms. In a statement, Dr. Kieran Moore said the infant contracted the virus before birth from their mother, who had not received the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine. No further details about the infant's death have been released out of the respect for privacy for the family. In Waterloo Region, the number of cases has grown to 88. Since May 27th, there have been 10 new cases of measles reported to the Region of Waterloo Public Health and Emergency Services. A vital service is resuming in Waterloo Region aimed at reducing overdose deaths. A federal exemption through Health Canada has allowed Seguin Health Centre to using its drug checking machine again. The machine, that looks similar to a desktop computer tower, uses Raman spectroscopy to identify the different chemicals contained in a drug sample. Testing is done anonymously. No personal information is gathered. The Canadian Automobile Association has released its list of the worst roads in Ontario. A notorious stretch of road has landed high on that list. Ira Needles Boulevard, a regional road running through Kitchener and Waterloo from Highway 7 and 8 to Herb Street, was named the second worst road in Ontario's Western Region for 2025. Dundas Street in London topped the list. The cost of public transit in Waterloo Region is about to change. As of July 1st, Grand River Transit fares will be adjusted. GRT says fares for low-income riders will drop by around 6% on average. That's through the Affordable Transit Program, and monthly passes will cost $47. Regular monthly passes are going up to $104, and while cash fares will increase to $4, they'll stay $3 for people who use an EasyGo fare card or GRT Pay. The transit agency is hoping to encourage riders to transition away from cash and coins. The Region of Waterloo Paramedic Services welcomed its largest graduating class of new recruits. More than 47 new paramedics were recognized on June 4th in a ceremony. Hike for Hospice in Guelph saw record numbers for this year's event. Money raised supports Hospice Wellington.
This is our biggest year ever. We are over $100,000 and still growing. And we have 600 people coming out today. So it's a beautiful day and we're so fortunate. So we have a 4-kilometer hike that people can do, and we have signs all over, and the path has been walked by us, and there's different signs in that. And people raise money prior to the walk, so that we have a little bit of competition and prizes and things like that. We have another tent of what our community program's doing. We have Nightingale, who is support for grief and bereavement for children. We partner with them. You can feel that it's a real team building day, and people are together and everyone's happy, and we're so fortunate that we got good weather this year.
We've raised over $14,000.
Everybody cares.
My mom was in hospice 2 years ago. It's pretty overwhelming. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. Our family had never experienced hospice until 2 years ago, and now to know that this money will help other families experience that type of life-ending situation, I think Mom would be thrilled.
Support, comfort, and then after the death, the grief and bereavement can be a very lonely time. So we walk with these people, and really, I mean, I always think, you know, yes, there are sad moments for sure, but there's a lot more joy that we can help people in and support them.
Adam Valentini is now a Kitchener Ranger. The 17-year-old forward has signed with the team.
Sean Fafara here. It's an exciting day in Rangers Nation. Adam Valentini, the newest member of the Kitchener Rangers. Adam, you've got the jersey on for the first time. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's a huge honor to be wearing this jersey, and just be a part of this first-class organization is just excitement right now.
A lot of talk about whether you were or weren't going to come here to Kitchener. Take me through the decision and what ended up helping push you here to Kitchener.
Yeah, obviously, biggest thing is met with coaching staff and management, and I think we share the same vision. That's what brought me here, and I think this is the path for me.
The coaching staff really has the entire room buy into what they teach in terms of culture and expectations. How are you going to fit in with that?
Yeah, I think they've built a great culture here, and all the guys are great, and can't wait to meet them and can't wait to get things going.
I know you had a visit here during the playoffs. There's nothing like the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium during the playoffs. What was it like, and how did you like the facility?
Yeah, that was definitely something. Gave me goosebumps watching the game, and just so excited to play in front of all these fans, and can't wait to get things going.
When you hear how loud this place can be during the playoffs, do you think about what it's going to be like for you taking the ice in that situation?
Yeah, I was envisioning that. It's just so cool, and the fans are great, and can't wait to score a goal in front of them.
I look back at that U16 team that you played with, and you played with Weston Cameron. I think he was actually your captain on that team. Yeah. What did he tell you about coming to Kitchener?
Yeah, he's like, this is the best place to be in a first-class organization. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the Ontario Hockey League.
I pulled this microphone away. I see that you're wearing number 92. Tell me why you're wearing 92.
Yeah, I always was 11 during my younger days, and 9 plus 2, 11. So I think 92 looks pretty good too. So.
You know, there's a pretty legendary Kitchener Ranger in Gabriel Landeskog that wore that number. You feeling any pressure?
Yeah, equipment manager texted me that when I asked for 92. Some shoes to fill.
I can imagine Dan Leibold's face when you asked for number 92. Okay, so finish the following sentence for me. You're looking over the beautiful Kitchener Rangers, Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. Finish the sentence for me, Adam. I'm excited to be a Kitchener Ranger because?
Because of the great fans here, and obviously it's a first-class organization, and can't wait to win some games here.
We can't wait to see you on the ice. The newest member of the Kitchener Rangers, Adam Valentini.
Coming up, helping to solve crime, how Crime Stoppers programs across the province are making a difference.
Hey, we're Chris and Cam. We are the hosts of What's Buzzin' right here on Rogers TV. We are that show that chats all things trending, interviewing local guests, and we embarrass ourselves a little bit too. That happens.
Yeah, honestly, we're that talk show you definitely want to check out. We're super fun. We have on local guests and things that you want to check out in the community. You can check out on What's Buzzin'.
Yeah, it starts here.
Starts
We're gonna have
here.
a lot of fun, and that happens on Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. on Rogers TV.
Ani, I'm Carolyn King, and I'm a member of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and the creator of the Moccasin Identifier. Philip Cote, an artist in Toronto here, took and redrew real moccasins. We're starting over with the children. The idea is that they would research whose land their school is built on, near, or what treaty area they're in. And the educational kit that we have has all that information in there. And the children just, love it. My dream is that this province will be covered with moccasin identifiers within the next decade, and they will forever know whose land they're on. That's the goal. Educate and awareness with a nice, simple little program called the Moccasin Identifier.
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver, you've stayed over, called home, you've called a cab or a friend, and planned ahead. Let's keep doing the right thing. Support sober driving by getting yourself and your friends home safely.
Do the right thing.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Crime Stoppers programs across the province are coming together to raise awareness about human trafficking.
So for those of you who aren't aware, human trafficking is a modern-day form of slavery, and it exploits victims through forced labor or sexual exploitation. Victims of these crimes endure severe physical and emotional abuse, and Crime Stoppers of Halton, alongside our many partners here today, aim to put an end to this vile crime. In collaboration with 4 other Crime Stopper programs, regional, provincial, and federal law enforcement agencies, and community partners, we are here to put a spotlight on human trafficking. We aim to educate the public through social media, public engagement, and community outreach. In collaboration with our other programs, we're offering the maximum award that we can give. So for anonymous tips to our line that results in the arrest of a potential human trafficker, you will be guaranteed the $2,000 maximum reward. This is a collaboration, as I said. That reward will be paid by all programs collectively, so we can ensure that we can get as many people off the road as we can and addressed in the courts and get those victims the help that they need.
As we mentioned earlier in our opening here, human trafficking is obviously about transportation, and it goes out of region. Halton is obviously comprised of a few different municipalities, but unfortunately our traffickers are taking them out of region, and to address that, we've now partnered with 4 other Crime Stoppers programs. As we mentioned earlier, that's Niagara Region, Durham Region, Waterloo, Guelph, and Halton ourselves. So the 5 of us collectively are addressing this and collectively agreeing to pay out a $2,000 tip to anybody who gives us a successful tip leading to an arrest. And obviously we're independent organizations, each of our Crime Stoppers programs, but we all have the same mission, and that's to address crime and reduce it. And something like human trafficking, it requires collaboration. It requires us to go out of region and work with our partners who are willing to work with us. And fortunately, 4 other programs were on the exact same page, and they supported us, yeah. I unfortunately can't share too much about how many tips we've got that have led to an arrest specific to our region. What I can say though is we get hundreds of tips every single month, and as you mentioned in our opening, is we've already seen some success. I can't disclose where or who submitted the tip obviously, but we've already got a couple of arrests based off the tips in the province, and we feel that that's because of our campaign starting off and us reaching out with partners and doing some education preliminary to the actual launch today.
Meanwhile, Brantford Crime Stoppers has launched a campaign of its own, Stop Fentanyl, Save Lives.
So it's the first time we've ever run this campaign. And it's just based on the increasing issues that are going on surrounding fentanyl, and the increasing overdoses, the increasing deaths. And we're just seeing what we can do to help limit that and put the people that are putting this stuff on the streets behind bars. The stats that I've received so far from Brantford and Six Nations over the past 3 or 4 years, you can definitely see a steady incline. Number 1, with the amount that's being seized. Number 2, with the response to overdoses, and then more importantly, the deaths are hugely on the rise. We're running this one for 2 months, June and July. Somebody may have one little piece that maybe an investigative team doesn't have, they're not aware of, and somebody out there may just have that one little piece. So yeah, don't be shy. Send in the information and we'll get it to the investigators. And that one little piece may end up giving the investigators enough to, arrest and seize and all that good stuff.
The 39th Annual Guelph and District Multicultural Festival returns to Riverside Park on June 13th. We get a preview of this year's event.
The Multicultural Festival is a community event that takes place annually in June, and we invite all the communities in Guelph and surrounding areas to come and participate and showcase their cultural talent, the food, their crafts, as well as any activities that is very specific to their country. So this year, in terms of the food tent, we have 26 vendors, and the new vendors are from Persia, that is Iran, so bringing Persian foods. We also have Filipino food coming. A lot of drinks, ethnic drinks are being featured this year because we are going alcohol-free. So this way people can try different foods and drinks and come with their families. The ceremonies will start on Friday. We'll start with the cultural parade, where people come in their ethnic garments and costumes, and they go around the park. We have a drummer who leads the parade, and we have the opening ceremony where the national anthem will be sung by one of our local artists, and after that we'll have the multicultural award presentations. So that is Friday evening, and then we have the dragon dance on Friday evening as one of our opening acts. But rest of the weekend, there are two stages. There is a main stage and the food tent stage. The food tent stage will showcase primarily the local bands, and the main stage will have performances, the dance performances from different countries, solo performances, instrumentation, and vocal artists would be there. One of the main things Guelph is very proud of is to promote the different ethnic communities that are present there, and they openly and actively take part in the festivals like these and other outdoor festivals, just to come out and showcase their talents, their culture, so that we all can learn from one another. So that's the beauty of this festival that takes place annually.
Sundays for Pairs is a service that we believe will help you discover more of God's promises and purpose for your life. A reminder that God is for you. Courtesy of Pairs Community Church. Join us every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. on Rogers TV to be encouraged and pointed towards hope.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888 Taxi Guy or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Personal finance show that dares to ask those money questions you've always wanted to. Join Mike Bregueth when he talks with experts on all aspects of money. Money Matters with Mike Bregueth, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Rogers TV.
David Prang from the Chamber of Commerce Brantford Brant speaks with community members about events and organizations that impact the city of Brantford and the county of Brant. Chamber TV, Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. right here on Rogers TV.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more.
In sports, a lacrosse player, Dane Smith, has been named 2024 Waterloo Region Athlete of the Year. He was honored on June 3rd and recognized for competing in the highest level of the sport and representing the region on an international stage. Captain Owen Yeager is returning to the Cambridge Redhawks for 2025-2026 season. He's going into his third season in Cambridge and his second year as captain.
Cambridge Redhawks are pleased to announce the returning captain, Owen Yeager, back for his third year in the league. Thanks, Owen.
Can't wait. Our identity is grit. We have an incredible squad. We past 3 years, it's been nothing but a pleasure to play for the organization. Last year, getting the chance to step into a leadership role was nothing short of exciting, and it was truly an honor. I'm truly grateful to have the same opportunity again this year. I'm completely bought into everything our organization has taken, all the steps they've taken of this offseason, and I know we're going to have a great squad this year. Everybody's going to be bought in, and I can't wait to get started. He seems like a great guy so far. I haven't had too much of a chance to get to know him yet, but from the conversations we've had, everything he's bringing to the table is exactly what I feel our organization needs to succeed, and he's bringing an intensity and a level of grit that we need. And yeah, simply put, I couldn't be more excited to have Todd as a coach. I think we're going to work great together.
For more local sports stories, check out 519 Sports Online. Darren Stevenson and his team work to bring our community stories about local athletes. Visit 519sportsonline.ca.
An update to a story we brought to you a few weeks ago. We introduced you to Joan, a 99-year-old senior who was lacing up to walk 99 laps in support of Ronald McDonald House Charities. Last Friday afternoon, Joan accomplished her goal. Our cameras were there for the final lap.
I'm so inspired, so happy that we are able to support an initiative like this. We're so lucky to have a resident like Joan that brings the community together. A part of being with Seasons, our mission is to connect, care, and change. So Joan really embodies that vision, so to connect and care with our residents and to change the situation, not only for our residents, but for the community as well. We're just so proud of our community, of all of our residents, of Joan, that we can come together and we can support the local community like this, Ronald McDonald House Charities. We're just very happy and very excited to keep on doing this.
Stay connected with City News Kitchener. You will find what's making headlines here at home and around the world. Looking for traffic and weather information plus the latest prices at the pumps? Click on the tabs to find out. Watch, listen, stay connected with City News Kitchener.
Still ahead, bringing Waterloo Region's history to the streets with a colorful museum bike. Meet the artist who designed it.
Hey folks, it's me, Giovanni Petiti, the host of Not Tonight. It's the new late night talk show right here on Rogers TV. We got fabulous guests, a lot of laughs. It's just like the Jimmy Kimmel Show, if you order the Jimmy Kimmel Show on Wish. So join me Sunday at 10 o'clock right here on Rogers TV. Nice.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888 Taxi Guy or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Welcome to the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Stalo people. The Stalo are people of the river. I'm so thankful for the courage and resiliency of our ancestors who lived on this land since time immemorial. Each of us have gifts from the Creator, and our Creator has a plan and purpose to be fulfilled in our territory. As we embrace our traditional teachings, we can lead the next generation into the fullness of what our Creator designed. Our shared history reveals a broken relationship. But as all Canadians commit to hear truth, acknowledge injustice, we can learn to walk in our traditional way, Letsamot, with a good heart and a good mind. Then all of our lives will be enriched. Kwasai.
Finally, for us, the Region of Waterloo's Museum Bike is a community-focused initiative to bring the region's history and culture out into the community through a mobile, interactive museum experience. We spoke with the local artist, Stephanie Scott, who designed this vibrant tricycle.
The Waterloo Region Museums reached out to me probably late 2024, maybe November, December, around that time. I was very excited about the project because I've never done anything that was three-dimensional like this. Most of my work is just on a flat surface, whether it's hand-painted or vinyl. It's typically just one large surface. Maybe at most I'll go around a corner or something. But this was like a three-dimensional box with a shelf and a lid that opens up and an umbrella. So there was all these different components to design for. So I found that really exciting. And then also too, I always enjoy learning about the history of the region and going to the museums. And so just that made it all the more exciting for me that there was a potential there to work with them on a project. I hope people kind of notice things at different times and, you know, keep seeing something new within it. There is a lot in there. And even just woven into the scene, like part of the imagery that they requested was to have a wampum belt. That was part of the incorporating Indigenous imagery into the design. And so they specifically wanted one that was like just white and dark blue alternating stripes. And so that's included in the design as part of like the hillscape, like it's the scenic imagery that runs through it. Things like that might at first just look like a graphic detail because there's other graphic details in there, just like some circles and you know, shapes like that, but there's a little more meaning behind that specific one. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on at the museums. Like, this is a project that just represents all of the great stuff that's happening in the region. So beyond just the bike itself, which is exciting because there's going to be different activities at it and it's a fun visual piece to look at, it's all the better to actually go to these sites like the Schneider House or the Ken Sealing Museum, McDougall Cottage. I know Dune is not open to the public at the moment, but when it is, go visit it. They're reimagining what the site is going to be like. So that's the most important part, is to actually go and see these sites and see all the work that they've put into them and all of the stuff that's actually happening within the region, because there's a lot going on.
That's our show for this edition of Your Region This Week. Thanks for watching. I'm Anandi Carol Woolry. See you next time.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
It's time to get a little messy.
Thursdays, Top Chef heads north.
Welcome to Toronto.
And when the competition hits Canada,
Poutine. They're here to fight for over $500,000.
a lot of dough on the line, right? There are no apologies allowed.
Am I missing one? Oh my God. Woo.
Sorry, not sorry.
My job's not done until I win.
Can I compete?
Top Chef, all new, Thursdays at 9 on Bravo.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride.